Much love to you and yours. This is Siren Buddha Medicine. I just made a whole video about this and there was no sound at all, even though the volume was up. So, you know what's up. Here we go again. We're going to try again. Okay. Energy goes two ways, at least. Okay? Energy never dies, it only transforms itself. So, let's think about the children, shall we? When we think about the children, we know that from them was harvested their innocence, right? We know that adrenochrome was harvested from them, that fear was the main motivation, that their fear was fed off of. Their innocence was violated. When we look at energy and we know that it goes both ways, energy never dies, it only transforms itself. So, we're on one side of the coin, people were harvesting like the worst parts that they felt for themselves was the best parts. They felt that violating the innocence of a child was the best part. They thought that harvesting adrenochrome was the best part. They thought that having sexual relations with an innocent was the best part. They thought breaking a spirit was the best part, but it wasn't. And there's two sides to energy, right? You could get with this or you could get with that. So one side is harvesting counterproductive energy. It's harvesting the fear, the anger, like all the yucky stuff that you could possibly think of, the rage, and those little tentacles. Energy is alive, right? Thoughts and feelings and emotions are alive, and those feelings that were harvested have little tentacles on them. They have little strings and ropes that are attached to them like a web. And that's the reason why people who do dirty, nasty things need to keep clearing a path for themselves in the way of deferment. They need to actually get the things that were coming from them because of the things that they did that are energetic, that are part of natural law, and try to navigate a road so that they can defer them and send those things in a path in a different direction. Now, you can only do that for so long. It has to catch up for you, because eventually you'll find yourself in a frequency that will match up and open a door enough for the things that you've done to come back to you energetically. And so that's another reason why a lot of people try to keep people that they've hurt in an arrested developmental position so that they can never rise up and actually correct the matter that was done. In the case of these children who have passed away at the hands of murderous, lustful entities, they had more than one side to them, like all energy. Children are naturally loving, protective of the people they love, exploratory, just the innocence, the kundalini and the shekinah that's just alive and exploratory and fresh and beautiful, untainted, like an Adam and Eve running around naked before they knew that they were naked. That's our babies, right? These innocent little babies trying to snatch their diapers off and run through the world just as happy as could be. That's the innocence, right? That creative, bubbly, loving spirit. Violated in one area, but actually thriving in another, because universal law states, right, Energy never dies, it only transforms itself, and there's more than one part to a person. They want to polarize things to neuropathy. They want to polarize things to the point of stagnation and fear, like a deer in the headlights, petrified. However, there's more than one energy, and on the ethers, these children that have been violated and their physical bodies taken away, spirits are still there, and children are resilient. If you are a survivor of any kind of childhood trauma and you have done your shadow work, you know how resilient your child self is and how beneficial and helpful it is to your recovery, right? To your growth, to your spiritual development. Those energies are still there because, again, energy never dies. It only transforms itself. And so you could get with this or you could get with that. They have gotten with the traumatic side and caused harm and affliction. But the energy of those children still stands in the ethers. It's still a vibrant thing. At least for me it is. They've chosen what web, right? They've chosen what magnetism that they would rather be a part of. And whereas some people have harvested, cruel people have harvested their pain and their fear and lusted off of that, there is the other part of these children that are the loving, creative, innocent, bubbly, just so much life, so much creativity, so much exploration to be done, so much curiosity that is still present to tap into. But you can't have it if you're not a part of it. If you don't pull that part of you out and work on your shadow self enough for your innocence to arrive, there's nothing for it to magnetize to, because there's nothing there. So in your alchemy, instead of getting polarized and traumatized, just, yes, we need to acknowledge the trauma and what happened, and there's work to be done there, major work, right? But there's also the major work to be able to tap into your child self, your loving self, your bubbly natural self, right? And pull from that. And that's the part that the children have decided to share with me. And I benefit from it so much. Yes, I can feel the trauma and the pain and the heaviness, but I can also help to transmute that into something different and more beautiful and healing. I just wanted to let you know that. I think the other video was even more detailed and fabulous, but this one was the one, hopefully, that was meant for you to hear. If you can actually hear my voice and the audio isn't off. If not, I will make it again, because this is a message that the children wanted for you to hear. Much love to you and yours. This is Siren Buddha Medicine, a message from the children for the star seeds and for people healing from trauma. Ashe. I'm out.